All right, I'm live. Leafy said y'all can hear me, so that's a good thing. Um, Let me get some people in real quick. Okay. At all right. What's going on? Yeah, that's crazy. He got banned. Leafy is one of the main. He's a voice, a big voice in the community. It's crazy that they just banned him like that. But he was saying some stuff. He was saying some stuff, boy. I was like, yo, yeah, that's crazy. That see, that's why I keep saying all these things, like what you're talking about, Dwight. What you're talking about, the owner of the game, he was talking about having these things in the game. He said that the team was saying that what he wanted was over ambitious. And my thing is, sub Leafy, yeah, um, yeah, it's like they shut down Ash ideas. Salute old school boxing. It's like they shut down Ash ideas. That's what I'm saying. Boxers got to be more outspoken. I hope whoever's here and whoever see this video, share this video to boxers, trainers, promoters, managers. You know, share it to boxers. Share it to Turkey Al Sheikh. Turkey, help let me be in the game because I got a billion ideas. I literally do. I literally do. Yeah, I remember Ash was saying all that. Ash wanted the game that you want, I want, and everything else. Because when me and Ash, like I tell this story a lot. When me and Ash was on the phone talking, we were like two little kids, happy about the direction he wanted the game to go in. Then it seemed like somebody on the team said that's over ambitious. They got the money right now. You got the money to make the game over ambitious. And there's somebody there stuck on arcade. Arcade games are not selling like they used to. I keep saying that over and over, and they trying to force it on us. If you want to have arcade in a game, let it be an option. Stop pushing things on us as boxing fans or people that want a game that they want to enjoy. Would you think that Ash would be over all the final? No, he should be, But I don't think so. You I think you got Will, even though Will tried to deflect and push it off on somebody. Will jump when he said collaborate, that's code words. When he say collaborate, that's like me as a boss over you say, yeah, we're gonna collaborate on this project. But I'm still your boss. I'm still over you. I still make the last decisions of what happened. Everything that we have now is starting to seem more and more arcadey and more EA like. And it doesn't help that they say they got EA hires on the team. And it's funny. Let me see. The 18th, I'm interviewing an EA developer, and boy, I'm going to be all up on them. Pause. But I'm gonna be asking him a billion questions. He said he can't tell us certain things, but he's going to educate us on other things. But when he says he's going to educate us, remember I was talking to the EA developers when they was making 2 or 3 games. I was right there when they was making these games. So I know how they think. I know how EA thinks. EA thinks an arcade game doesn't sell. But what realistic game do they have to say, well, that realistic game didn't sell? So why should we make a realistic boxing game? It's none. Let me see. I remember him saying you can create your own manager. Exactly. It was your own manager, your own corner guy, your own trainer. It was like 5 or 6 things that you could create. And now they're trying to hide it. I gotta get that. I found it, but I'll be saving so many things that it buries all that stuff. Yeah, it was so many things. Promoter, that's crazy. It's just he just let go of these things. And these are things that will sell the game, especially when they keep saying they want to make the game for casual people. A manager mode, a promoter mode. That will bring the casual fans in. Because for one, they could create their own manager, they could create their own boxers, and they could build up their own stories or their own career mode. You should be able to customize your career mode the way you want to. If you want to, you can let them have set up the career mode, or you should be able to set it up yourself. You should be able to create your own promoter, manager, trainers, all that. We should be able to fill the divisions. Like a lot of the divisions are empty, or it has like what 5, 6, maybe 10 people in it. But if we're able to create and fill them divisions, that will help the game a lot, have more longevity. It's crazy. Sorry, outrated Fight Night champion and Fight Night round 4 based off of IGN rating they gave. Yeah, IGN. See, with IGM and a lot of these them companies back then, they were getting paid off by developers to get these ratings. Because I remember at one point EA was like, "Nah, we ain't paying IGN," and lo and behold, IGN dropped their score. And when you hear IGN, why they gave them the score that they gave them, it was the story mode. So you're talking about a story mode when they have a whole game. So you saying all the boxing mechanics and everything else does not mean anything. That's crazy. Let me share this in Facebook, see if I can get somebody from the Facebook. I was going to share it on LinkedIn, but I don't want to get no devs over here right now. I might get them easier because it's late. Some of them devs they're in the UK and some of them like on the West Coast, so it might be easier. Yeah. So yeah, this video and the one I did on talk show. Let me see. Hey, you got me laughing out loud. And it's 9 p.m. here on the West Coast. Exactly. It's about to be 12 o'clock here. Yeah, let me see. UFC 5 is okay to me. Stand up is a lot nicer than fight night. And the vulnerability and damage system is good. But they need to make tweaks to the animations and footwork system. Yeah, they gotta do something major for UFC 6. I'm not a fan of it, but I know they have to do something major, especially if what fans thinking. Fans think that once Undisputed 6 is out, we're going to get Fight Night, which I really don't know because they would have announced Fight Night by now. It's the prime time to announce Fight Night. Even though you working on um Undisputed 6, you could announce Fight Night champion. Oh, yeah, I can find it, but I'll probably have it tomorrow because I made sure I downloaded it, but all them I'll be doing videos and chat cut and all that, and it buries all my stuff. I'm gonna have to get me a external hard drive because I'll be doing so many things like far as artwork, me with my recipes and different stuff like that. So it is eating up all my memory on my computer, my laptop. Yeah. Also, UFC 6 needs a complete revamp to the ground game. Hopefully, EA pulls their head out their butt and makes it as smooth as realistic as Undisputed 3. True, true. That's true. Yeah, but what I was trying to say, I need y'all. Well, I don't know if this video because I'm doing too much talking and rambling on, but my talk shoe video, I'm gonna post it on my Twitter and share that video. I need y'all to share it to as many boxes as y'all can, as many trainers, managers, promoters, Turkey Alex Sheik. Share it on Facebook. Share it on what's that? TikTok. Share it on Instagram. Share it on as many sites as you can. Because if we come together and do this and let boxers know that they gotta be more vocal, because boxers are the only ones that's not as vocal as other sports game athletes. You got Fever, they get there, they say things that's out of place about Fever. They do. You got NBA 2K, the basketball players, they complain. So they try to make the game as best as they can. Then you got baseball. Baseball is getting better. I love the baseball games. I don't like baseball, but I love the games, the video games. Um, Madden, they get the players in it, but Madden still has that arcadey feel to it. I haven't played Madden in about a decade, a little more than a decade, if not 2 decades. I just didn't like the where they was going with the game. Yeah, I guess this is gonna be a short video because I was hoping that some people came in here. Yeah, but Dwight, I'd love for you to come on my podcast. Come on the podcast. That's what the podcast for fans to have a voice instead of typing all that text and stuff. Let them hear your voice. Let them know how you feel. Instead of like text. Oh, here we go. It's always when I'm about to stop this show. I wonder if 2K will make a boxing game. I hit them up. I really hit. 2K made a post on LinkedIn. I live on LinkedIn. talking to developers and stuff. And 2K made a post, and I posted under them. If they made a poll, if they made a poll or a survey, I could almost guarantee them that it'll get over 1 million views or 1 million people to take that poll. See, Leafy, you doing what everybody keeps saying. I mean, because when they hit 2K, they automatically think about the microtransactions, and I hate that's what they are. And my thing is they jump on 2K more than they jump on EA. EA started that bull jump. 2K does a lot of things that I think will make a boxing game great. I think they will sell 2 million copies in a on week or more. And we need more than one game. We need more than one game because the company gets too comfortable when it's just them. Good example, Undisputed, Steel City. They're comfortable. They don't have an urgency to hire the right developers or anybody. They're too comfortable. They don't got nobody to worry about. Do we have any good boxing games out? Unfortunately, not. And I can't lie. See, my thing is I can't lie. That's why I wouldn't be a good moderator or community manager. I see people that don't supposed to be lying. I can't lie. I always was like that. Even when I was working with EA, I could not never lie. They wanted me. I supposed to be pro EA, but I couldn't lie. And they was like, "Poe, we want you to be a moderator for NBA Live too." I said, "Nah." See, I don't like live. I like 2K. They didn't even get mad, but I was honest, and I was honest about Fight Night. Even the developers respected me being honest about Fight Night. Fight Night has a lot of flaws that they could have fixed, but they was too focused on that story mode, which didn't get them 1 million sales in 1 week. Let me see. It should be a simple process to make it at at the least sim for offline. Exactly. I'm wondering what happened to options. All like literally all games have options. They have an arcade mode, they have a sim mode, and they have a mode probably I guess is hybrid. But they had like 3 modes. And it's crazy that they're not adding these things to the game. It's a one size fit all. If they can't get it right for multiplayer, exactly. Well, I'm trying to make my own game, Dion Wall, so hopefully I can make it pretty good and realistic. Yeah, he really is. Love C Shorty is making beat. Why am I acting like I forgot? Bloody Knuckle Street Boxing, and that's pretty good so far. Yeah, that is lying for your money. Yeah, and I think it wasn't the owner of the game because he was very honest because he contacted me when he first started to develop like he was like a little into development. He called me. He was honest. He really wanted these things, but then if you watch the videos, watch each video, it seemed like he started losing more and more control over his game. It's like he couldn't really talk. It's like somebody was sitting there looking at him like, you better not say nothing. Like he was hostage. How can you be hostage or silence for your own game? They need me to be in there. All that silence junk ain't gonna be working. Poe, you gotta be quiet. Man, shut up. What you telling me to be quiet for? Don't let me get some money and I can make a boxing game. Oh man, Leafy, I look forward to your pop it out. Excuse me. I'm going to take a few years to release though, but I release it. It should be top notch. It's going to be called Pound for Pound. They're the good 2D boxing game coming out. I have the demo. Yeah, I think because it's a game developer I'm friends with, not friends, but he's one of my friends on Twitter. So he's making a game. It's pretty good, but I'm not really into them games. I'll buy it for support, but I'm not really into them games. And I was telling them the arcade games are not really selling that well. It got to be something really special for fans to really like it. And I could see a company making a 2D game or arcade game that attracts people. Like with Turkey Alex Sheik, his game that he's making with the Street Fighter guy, if he have all the real boxing mechanics, the game's going to sell right off, just off of that, the boxing mechanics. It's not going to be just boxing though. I want to add kickboxing and MMA into the game. So three different combat disciplines if you would if you will to choose from. Sound promising. Why do moderators lie? They really do. They really do. It's like some of them trying to be truthful. I think that's if you in the Discord, the undisputed Discord, that's why Gov and Stove left so they could be able to talk more freely. And their thing, I think they're going off of what I told them I used to do at EA. With EA, they didn't silence me until I like really got out of control. Cause I got emails and stuff that these like, Poe, what's going on? Are you all right? What can I do to you know resolve what's going on? And I said I don't like the direction the game is going in. We thought we were getting a realistic boxing game, and I gave them a whole wish list. That's a little wish. That's a little wish list compared to the wish list that I have now. I have over 1,000 posts on my blog with wish lists and ideas, suggestions, and everything. So, yeah, the mods, they were trying to be like me. They was trying to be outspoken and saying all these things, and they're like now they're skating on thin ice on what they can say. And I'm like, you go from being in control of a Discord to just being one of us so-called peasants, and you got to watch what you say. No, I don't want to be no mod. They were talking about that. The mods and some of the people in the Discord, they were voting for me to be a mod or community manager. By me being a mod or community manager, I'm not gonna have the freedom to say what I want to say. And I heard people mods say, "Oh, we got freedom." No, you don't. I'm like, y'all keep acting like I wasn't a moderator. Y'all acting like I didn't work for a company. Yeah, bruises. That's it. 2D. Yeah, that's the guy I'm friends with. Yeah, I don't want them jobs. It would be nice if we could hear from him himself why the game has taken it exactly. That's why they don't want to do a live um they don't want to do a live roundtable. They're making up a billion excuses again. You're talking to grown-ups or people of or teenagers and stuff that's mentally stable that know what's going on. They saying that we need mods for a round table. The Fight Night Champion forums were way more over the top than that little short Discord that we got. It was more people in the Fight Night Champion forums, and I did 2 or 3 roundtables with Brizzo, Mike Mahar, and I forget was it Jazz Bro, but I did roundtables with them, and there was no problems whatsoever. So I don't know what they're doing is deflecting. They don't want us to ask them questions because if we ask them the right question and they're not able to correct themselves fast enough, they don't give away some information. The game looks pretty good for a 2D game. Yeah. I think you would be a great community manager. Yeah, I think I'm gonna still be silenced. I'm gonna be like how they did Steve's. Steve was doing a lot of movement. He was on the developers. He was on the team. He was listening. He was talking. He was saying so many things that the community was liking. You have a couple of people that was anti Steve, but at first I didn't like Steve. But then I start seeing his vision. I see what he was doing. He was letting people that was adult talk like adults, and he was like, he was letting people talk. He was giving a little leeway on certain things they were saying, and they got rid of him. I don't know why. To me, in a workforce, it's always a warning. You get a demerit or anything. It's like they just fired him straight off. Bad. Did he steal the belts that they got at Steel City or something? It makes no sense why they fired him like that. I feel like footwork feels better than the current UFC, and striking is more grounded. Needs to work out the hit detection system. Then I'll get started on damage and stamina. Oh, all right. Wait, wasn't there 2 of them or just Steve? It was more, but Steve was the man at the time. And then Saf, that's Ash Habib's daughter. I'm thinking. I don't know if it's really a daughter, but Saf came in. They saying that Saf took Steve's position. But yeah, I don't like how they're doing things. And there's so many things that's wrong about the game. And imagine me being on the team and I'm expressing my feelings toward the way the game is going. And they and I gotta force myself to like it. Nah, I can't force myself to like something I don't like. I can't do that. But I appreciate you, Dion Walls. You advocating for me to be a CM community manager. Ash, my fault. I see a lot of people saying is Ash company, but we don't know what kind of contracts he's signed with the publishers. Because I think he has 2 publishers, which is crazy. You should have 1 publisher. I don't know what contract he signed with Will Kinsler, and I don't know what contract he signed with the investors. He got 3 investors. I think actually 4. So that's money he's giving away. My thing is he should at this point when he sold 1 million copies of Undisputed, he should have negotiated to push them out, the investors. He don't need them no longer. You got money for your game. You don't need them. Oh, you talking about CB? Um, I don't know if CB a community manager. I'm a community manager. I think he is, but I'm not sure. He doesn't talk or act like a community manager to me. It's just like it seemed like they use him as window dressing because they said he has a boxing background. But like I keep saying, amateur boxing and pro boxing in a studio are two different things. Like they keep saying, we got boxers in the studio. That don't. We got boxing fans in the studio. That doesn't work. It reminds me of when I actually was boxing, and people came into the gym and they were trying to coach us. Yo, do this, do that. My uncle be like, hey, if you don't be quiet, you got to get out. If you just an amateur or you watching TV and stuff, that don't mean you're a good person to give information about boxing game. They need boxers and historians in the community. I mean, in the studio. What, two dudes that's boxers? If it's two dudes, Jay Shep saying he boxed, and I really never heard that he was a boxer. I really never heard. I'm not talking like I'm not trying to like discredit him or anything. I never heard him. I never really heard him like really talk in depth about boxing. And to me, that's even if you're around boxer, if you went to a boxing match, you'll get called out for being in a boxing conversation. Like, man, you ain't box. That's what they're gonna say because I know for a fact because I've been to many gyms. I've been to Joe Frazier gym. I've been to Gleason's gym. I travel across the world. I know how gyms act and how boxers act. That's why it's easy for me to talk to these boxers. It's easier for me to get a boxer than it is for Todd Grissom. Facts. Even though Todd Grissom around him, Todd don't really talk to these boxers. Todd is a WWE person. He don't really talk to these boxers. It's so many boxers that I send to Ash, and you hear nothing about them. I sent Ash a lot of boxers. Chris Berg, I sent him. Shannon Briggs, I sent Shannon Briggs to Steel City. Nobody never gives me credit. I talked to Shannon Briggs. Shannon Briggs is my friend. We've been friends for over 20 years. It's so many, 9 p.m. on a school night, zoning out, but I'm still supporting the stream. Yeah. I thought to myself at one point in hopes that maybe they were just trying to get the game playable because the numbers were way down. But now I'm not sure. I'm really not sure either. I'm not sure at I'm not sure they can salvage the game at this point. They letting the numbers drop so far down, and fans really want a realistic boxing game. And the DLC is not going to sell. That's another thing that helps the studio stay alive. DLC. And you're going to have like one or two people that say, oh, we want DLC, we want DLC. And they're all right with just having a name and a skin. But real boxing fans or people that enjoy the sport, they want boxers that has the tendency of a boxer, the mannerism of a boxer, the traits and everything of a boxer. I throw my money at you, but you want me to give you my money for a boxer that boxes similar to the next boxer or the same way. It's like you're being real lazy. If undisputed problem was the consoles holding back the physics, why did they release 1.0 in the first place before trying to figure out how to optimize it so the full physics could stay in on the game. They're lying. I talk to developers. Undisputed is lying. What they're trying to do is create a smoke screen. They're hoping that people are ignorant enough to accept what they're giving them. They're like really acting like we're ignorant kids. You know, I hate to say kids because there are some really intelligent kids. But yeah, they treat us like we're ignorant to stuff. And I get mad like when I'm in the Discord, I have boxing knowledge and people be trying to overtalk me or dismiss my boxing accolades. 3-time Golden Gloves. It's hard to win the Golden Gloves. 3-time Golden Gloves as a heavyweight. And I'm a short heavyweight. I'm 5'10" and a half. I'm a short heavyweight. Everybody I was fighting, they were like 6'1", 6'2", 6'4". I knocked the guy out. The guy was 6'4". They already had this guy set to go to the regionals. I knocked him out. They're like, you ain't had to knock him out. You would have still won. Yeah, right. You cheated me. They cheated me against him before. So I said, all right, I see how they doing. It's no more boxing. I'm just knocking heads off. And I knocked the guy out because I wasn't waiting because they literally cheated me. Everybody thought I won. Every fight that I lost, I was supposed to win. But if I'm fighting somebody that's popular in their city or state, they gave it to the person. I'm talking about amateurs, not pro. They gave it to them. So I was like, bump that. My uncle's like, you gotta stop just trying to box. You too strong to just trying to box. Just knock these jokers out. Some of these guys, you could just run through them. And I ran right through the guy. The guy kept leaning. He was doing some smart tactics, though. He was leaning on me. He's like 6'4". I think he's tall, about 6'4", but he was leaning on me. So he took my legs from under me. I had a video, somebody stole it. My legs is gone. So I was like, oh man. So I faked like I was coming in on him, and he went to grab me because he kept grabbing me, trying to lean on me. I faked like I was coming in and backed out, and boom, hit him with an overhand right. He went to sleep. And when they woke him up, he said, they asked him, do you know where he at when they woke him up? He said, I'm winning the fight. And I said, nah. And his wife or girlfriend was said that I cheated by knocking him out. Yeah, let me see. I know they are. No, hold up, what I'm reading. If Undisputed Parliament was, I read that. Did they even say what the new patch is going to be about? Nope. They got something that they planning this week. I guess it's information because we supposed to had a round table this week. We had pulled that a round table last week. So my thing is they're stalling because I think they're stalling because when my last podcast, I was talking about how they're everything's scripted that they're gonna be saying. It's gonna literally be scripted. If you can't do a live round table, that means you scripting. Everything is written down. Well, we want you to say this, and you're gonna say this, and they're trying to edit out the things that they might have said that they weren't supposed to say and stuff like that. Yeah, so Leafy, you still with me? You still here? You oh yeah, I keep forgetting. I was about to say, man, you up 12 o'clock and you got school tomorrow? Yeah, Dion Walls, you in the Undisputed Discord? All right, I see. I know Dwight is. Yeah, I'm like because they hiring. I'm looking. I see their hires that they're hiring on LinkedIn. The people they're trying to hire, And that makes no sense who they trying to hire. When I look at their whole team makeup, the people that they got on the team, I'm like, what are you talking about? That's what I'm gonna do on my next podcast. I'm gonna in my talk show podcast, I'm gonna give a comparison, and I'm gonna show you what there's how many developers they're supposed to have for one specific part of the game, and how many developers they can have. Right now, they got enough money to get the developers they want, and then for one, they got they got all they got all these developers that's being laid off from these top companies, these AAA and major companies. So they can hire them. They can negotiate them down from the money they was making at them companies. Because a lot of them, from my conversations, a lot of them will be happy to jump on a boxing game, a team that's making a boxing game. And my thing is, why don't they have a combat designer or director on the team? It's a boxing game. Makes no sense. Man, you don't get no whoopings. You get a stern talking. Yeah, but it just makes no sense. Y'all can share this video too, but I prefer you to share the talk show video that I have on that I'm gonna post on Twitter. I'm gonna post it on LinkedIn, and I think I'm gonna post it on I think my video is too long to post on TikTok. Yeah. So yeah, I got 6 viewers, 7 viewers. Um it's just that I hate that people push back when we say we want a realistic boxing game. Then you got people in the Discord say nothing wrong with this game that we got now. You know why you saying? Well, a lot of them saying it because they could win with the mechanics that they don't play the game so much. They could win with the mechanics that's off. Exactly. They should have me hiring people. I will hire the correct people. That's what they should have me on the team for. Put me on your team and let me hire the people. I know. And it's common sense. Technically, they can look up what people they need on the team. And I know they hate AI, but you can ask AI, what developers do we need on our team to make a realistic boxing game that will attract players? Boom, it would tell you. What's up? Country boy in here. I know that's an old name. Aloha Alabama. My fellow mafia wish list partners. I will be calling in one day. Yeah, I need you to call in one day. I'm trying to get for all of us to come together, like the old crew to come together. Like Mac Mittens. What his name? It's a lot of people. Papanosis. You know, I'm trying to get these guys. Come on, let these people know how we think. We're from the original. We're the original people. Like original for fight night. Some of us was in there when they had the knockout kings. I know I was. And I can't believe I was there before Will. I really thought Will was there before I was. But Will was saying, no, you were there before me. I think I was in the fight night section of the EA forums. And I think Will was in the football version of the game. Undisputed will never be fixed. I'm looking forward to Fight Night Champion, Overhand Interactive, Truth Bound Interactive, and Turkey New Game. Yeah, I think if there was going to be a Fight Night game, they would have announced it already because once Steel City made that, sold 1 million copies, that was enough to say, all right, EA, EA is out. They a company, they mentioned a game like 2 years or more before they make it. So this would have been the right time to announce that they were making a fight night. Exactly. We're the original Avengers. Yeah, yeah, I look forward to overhand boxing game. I wish they hurry up and give it a name. They just like overhand interactive. That's it. Bump it. Overhand interactive. The game don't have no name. Truth bound. I still want to see more about that game. And Turkey Gang. Turkey likes simulation realistic games, so hopefully that. But I don't know. But Turkey like that anime stuff, so I don't know if the game is like Victorious Boxers. I'm all in. With realism, I'm all in. Exactly. Call it overhand. Just like, oh yeah, this something I want to tell the community. Um, and I got proof, and I think it still got dates on it. Like 1 or 2 weeks before Undisputed made made the game Undisputed, I made a game cover for a company. A company was thinking about making a game, so I was just thinking about game covers and stuff like that, and I was thinking about a name for them. So I said Undisputed. I put Undisputed on the cover, and they had a box on it. And then lo and behold, like a week later, Undisputed called themselves Undisputed. And I asked around, and they said no, they already had that name. That seems sketchy to me. It might not be, but it seems sketchy to me. Yeah. Oh yeah. Let me see. What was his name? Oh, Vlad. Vlad talking about he's not an OG. He's not old. Vlad up there with us. Because he talking about he want to be on a podcast with us. I'm like, Vlad, you up there. I don't know if he's in his 50s, but he's up there with us. Vlad has 3 children. You know something wrong when I got a 23-year-old son. God, dog, time flew. Yeah, and I really don't know. Exactly, that's young, especially if you take care of your body. A lot of people be telling me to cut my beard off. Tell me why you, man, your beard white and your face is like smooth and stuff. But I don't want to look like I don't want to cut my beard. My beard is important. I wanted a beard. My son want a beard. My son's like, he say, "Bob, I can't wait till my beard grow." So I wanted my beard. I'm not trying to prove my age to anybody else but myself. I'm comfortable with who I am. Keep the beard. It's the signature pole look, especially when I be doing all them characters I be making. And that's what people look for. So that's like yeah, that character that I make with the beard, with the Amish beard, a lot of people like that character. So yeah, this me. Um I'm still trying to wonder how is Undisputed going to survive for the next 2 months. Especially when Grand Theft Auto drop, this game is dead. It's dead. If it was good, if it was the game that we was promised, then we could be talking. Then we didn't have to worry. Yeah. When Poe was EA community leader, I was EA senior moderator for both Fight Night 4 and Fight Night Champion. Both me and Poe was relieved relieved of duty because we spoke our mind. No, I left. I literally left. Um, wasn't it? Alan tried to get me back in there, but I left. Once I knew the game that they were making, when Anthony came back, Indigo 72, when he came back and told me the game that EA was making, I left. I said, nah. I said, I'm wasting my time here. And then you know what really got me a little angry? Remember when he asked for the wish list that we compiled? I gave him the wish list. He showed us in the on the forums that he got the wish list. And he said when he copied it, it was like a stack of papers. That's how big the wish list was once you print it out. And I was like, Dad, then this joker gonna tell me, Brizzle, he's gonna tell me that this these enough ideas for 3 or 4 games. I said, nah, that gotta be a one game. We don't want to wait for no 2 or 3 games or more. So that like really got me mad because I'm like, why you ask for that was PR. That was like a PR stunt. But to me, Brizzle was the most honest person on the team. Brizzle like really didn't care. He'll say things and show you things. Even when I went to EA Canada, he showed me some of the stuff that he was working on. And I was like, okay. And I was like, that looked realistic. It was a lot of things that looked realistic in Fight Night Round 4 when I went to the community event. They took it out. And that's what when I be talking about publishers and investors. And my thing at this point, why does EA still have investors? You're a $1 billion company. Why do you have publishers? You're a $1 billion company. But I think EA now they're their own publisher. I think so. And then EA got stingy because they had their own servers. Now EA uses Amazon servers for their games. They're trying to save money at all any kind of way they can. I want that community event Fight Night Round 4 build because to me Fight Night Round 4 looks realistic with the right sliders. But I can only imagine what you saw that they removed on launch. Exactly. It was a lot of stuff. I was like, oh man, y'all making a realistic boxing game. And I had PTSD when I seen what Undisputed became. EA needs to drop Fight Night Champion around 5. The game will do buku numbers. Yeah, see, a lot of people has that love hate with EA. Me, I got the love hate. I support it just to be spiteful, but EA really don't think realism sells. They really don't. I heard it numerous times, even behind the scenes, and they even said they don't know why they keep using that realism doesn't sell, or they think a hybrid sells better. And we got to be like, is Fight Night really going to sell well? Is it going to do the million? The only reason why it might do 1 million copies now, because fans going to be spiteful because of what Undisputed did. That might help them push the numbers up like that. But, it's a lot of people, they're still skeptical. They relieved me because I was threatening to come to people's homes. It was also threatening Jazz Bro. That's funny. You know, me and Jazz, bro, we was always beefing. We was beefing hard. That joke, and I was mad. I'm because I wanted to go to the next event. I said, if I see Jazz, bro, I'm a hurt him. I'm a knock him out and stuff. And they made sure that me and Jazz, bro, wasn't no, they made sure I didn't go to the round the fight night champion event. Man, if I'd have went to that fight night champion event, man, oh man, it would have been hell to pay. Let me see what y'all saying. Why you retracted your message, country boy? I think I'm going to head to bed. Yeah, I kind of figured that might pop in again on my phone, but I'm not sure. All right, good night, Leafy. Do what you got to do. You got school tomorrow. Um, yeah, it's just crazy that I'm really hoping that EA see that realism sells, and they try to make UFC more realistic. Yeah, make UFC more realistic, and because UFC 6 is what's going to show if they actually are going to make a fight night, it's going to show what the fight night 2 or round 5 going to look like. Because we're going to base everybody's going to base their judgment off of what we get for undisputed. I mean, yeah, undisputed. Not undisputed. UFC 6. They're gonna base everything off of that on what fight night is gonna be. If there's gonna be a new fight night. And I think and and I kind of, people keep saying because I'm supposed to be interviewing somebody from EA, and when he told me he's not going to be able to answer certain questions that he know we're going to ask, I think they might be working on a boxing game, but I don't know. And I don't think it's proper for me to ask him that question because he knows that's the question that everybody want to know. But I might sneak it in. Yes, like for the people that's here now, I'm gonna post my talk shoe video. Tag boxers in it, tag trainers in it, tag managers in it, tag boxers even if you don't like them, tag promoters, tag everybody, tag Turkey Alex Sheep. Let my video go viral. Boxers got to be more outspoken about boxing video games. They got to be outspoken about how they're represented in a boxing game. That's my call to action. That's what I'm trying to get out. Boxers got to be more outspoken. This is the only sports that the athletes are not outspoken about how they're represented in the game. And when I see boxers play the game, I look at their expressions. They're not really they're not happy about it. They don't really care too much for the game. You taking a broken game to events and limited um tendencies, attributes, traits, and all that. The trait system don't even work in undisputed. The BPM system doesn't work in undisputed. It's like they slowly taking things out the game and trying to force an arcade game on us. And people got to be more outspoken about that. It really does. It really does. And my thing is, we will get these boxing fundamentals if we had boxers in the studio and we had an AI guy in there. They got rid of him and they didn't try to hire. They don't even have at him AI developer as a hire. They don't have a guy that does the stats, which is crazy. That's crazy to me. 2K has, I think, 3 people that does the stats, the tendencies, and all that. That's crazy. Like, what are you doing? Ash got to take control of his game. He got to show us that the game that he want can be made, not the game that people act like they want. Yeah, I think I'm about to been like I was on for like an hour. Oh, let me see. That makes sense. Why Jake and oh you got me messing up on his name. And you spelled it wrong. I know you're talking about the what is he, a cruiserweight, light heavyweight? Yeah. Have the same rating. Yeah, that's crazy. And I think Jake did a contract the way Jake thinks. He did a contract for them to make him better than what he really is. And Jake Paul, he always try to act like he's better than what he is. And he try to use the excuse, well, boxers, they always fight people that's not skilled or they're old and stuff like that. Mike Tyson did that to a couple of boxers, but a lot of them boxers, they were good. They could beat a person, the average boxer they could have beat. They could have beat a person that was like under Mike Tyson's status. He was fighting a lot of good boxers. Stop trying to discredit Mike Tyson for his wins and try to say he was fighting nobody. He was fighting nobodies to you. A lot of these boxers, you keep saying a lot of these boxers are fighting nobodies to you. You when you see when Jake Paul fought somebody that had a little bit of skills, Tommy Fury, he kicked his butt. So Tommy Fury, I mean, Jake Paul is not going to fight nobody that's like with Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson would have killed him, and you could tell that Mike Tyson was holding back because he was biting his glove. He was biting his glove to keep himself from hitting Jake Paul, and Jake Paul was taking advantage of that. And people say, "Oh, Mike Tyson too old and stuff like that." That power never goes anywhere. Jake Paul challenging all these people, all these call outs. That's all they are call outs. Anthony Joshua will knock Jake Paul out in one round. He's calling Jake Paul. Jake Paul's calling Anthony Joshua out. Come on, man. Stop playing with us. He's doing that the route to get people to pay attention to him. He's doing girly stuff. Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy how they got his ratings. But the thing that I keep trying to tell people, because I get this argument, because they say, why is such and such like somebody like Ryan Garcia, why is he let me see, a person in the heavyweights or something is ranked higher than him? It's a different weight class. You can't match somebody in a lightweight, compare him to somebody in the heavyweight. You compare the people that's in that weight class. You compare their stats, attributes, and all that. You can't say, why is such and such and he's in a lighter weight, high, ratings higher than, like, let's say Jake Paul ratings is higher than Ryan Garcia. That's a bad comparison. You compare somebody that's in Jake Paul weight class. And Jake Paul, his stats would be real low. Jake Paul doesn't do anything that's phenomenal to me. He's fighting MMA fighters that's past their prime and they don't know nothing about boxing. That's how he built it up. You don't see a whole lot of boxers when they start fighting the MMA fighters. That's when they stopped boxing. Jake Paul is doing it while he's still boxing. Why Jake Paul not calling out the young guy that's fighting I forget his name, that's fighting Dylan White? Why he's not calling out people like Shannon Briggs? Shannon Briggs, I dare you to call out Shannon Briggs, but he's not. He's not gonna call out Shannon Briggs. He's not gonna call somebody that he knows is gonna give him a hard time. And he calling out MMA fighters. Why didn't he never call out Rampage? Why didn't he call out? I keep forgetting his name. The guy that Anthony Joshua knocked out. I forget his name. Why ain't call him out? He knows who to pick, and he outweighed him. I read on the discourse that Ash has stated that he had a plan to go back and add more unique styles and punches to all existing boxers. But I'm not sure I buy that because why remove Morrison's signature hooks? Exactly. Yeah, Francis and Gunu. Um, yeah, that's crazy. I don't think Ash is like really saying a lot. I really don't. Butterbean will spark Jake Paul. Yeah, I think so. Not now, back in the days, because Butterbean going through some problems. I wish him and Tank would have fought. That'd have been the funniest fight I ever saw. Cause you let a little guy like Tank knock out your big butt, and that'd have proved him as a fraud. That right there would have proved him to be a fraud. Yeah, you see what's calm then on state boxing. He went to WWE. It's scripted. He said, "Nah." The other brother said, "Nah, I'm going over here to the wrestling." Even though you still could get hurt in wrestling. What's going on, mate? Yeah, I was saying like when you get a chance, because I'm gonna post my video. I don't know if you are you a friend with me on Twitter. If you are, because I'm gonna post my talk shoe video and tag boxers, promoters, managers, trainers, whoever, tag them into the video. Or you're not on Twitter. Are you? What social media are you on? I could probably see you the video that you could post on your social media. Don't tell me you just in Discord or on TikTok. Let me. I gotta see if I could. I don't know. I think my video too long for TikTok. Oh, you barely on TikTok. You just that time that you saw me on TikTok. That was like I caught you at that minute. All right, let me see. Oh, I'm gonna post it on YouTube too. So, but you're not on social medias to post it on there. All right, that's okay. I appreciate you anyway. Oh, yeah. I'm trying to see what's going on with my audio. Leafy said I fixed it, so I might be able to do both of them at the same time now. Oh yeah, Kenzie. I've been trying to get Kenzie to fight because I talked to him every once because he's on my old PlayStation. He's on my PlayStation account. My son uses it. I haven't been playing games in a while, and my son used my name, and he's like, "Yeah, somebody named Morrison." Because I got both his sons on my All right, Paul, I gotta get to bed before I get whooped by my wifey, like Mitch Green. I appreciate you showing up. All right, man. I appreciate you. Yeah, yeah. Leafy gone. Oh man. Yeah, Leafy. He went to bed because he got school tomorrow. No, they're not adding because if there's gonna really add them MMA guys, they'll add them. I think they might put them in at some point, but they're not really thinking about them. Them MMA guys, according to what Ash was saying, they were like to help sell the game because he didn't have enough boxers. Because when he showed the demo of the game, he wanted to say, "Look, we got a list of boxers." So he wanted to use them to help get funding and you know because he was like, "Yeah, we got to fill out the division, not to really fill them out, but to like at least have two or three, athletes in them divisions because he ain't put none of them MMA or UFC fighters in the game yet, and to me that's a telltale sign that it's not really intentional for him. He's probably gonna do it later down the line, but not right now. But at this point, he needs to do something to save his game. This game is really like falling apart. It's like he's like losing his customers. Oh, you talking about Tank that fought Kimball Slice. I remember people was trying to get Kimball Slice in the game. But if the game was made exactly, yeah, since if the game arcade, you could put anybody in there. Ask for the Rocky license, but that's very expensive. I knew that for a fact. That Rocky license, a lot of people can say, "Oh, we want Rocky characters in the game." It's very expensive. It's not really worth it. I think that to get the rights for the Rocky license, I think it's like 5 million or a little more. It's not worth it. Yeah, Todd get me mad because they never give me credit or I just literally asked for a T-shirt. I said just give me a T-shirt. I was supposed to be scanned in the video, but I mean the video game, but that went out the window because of my mouth. But I really don't care. Even though I bring it up a lot, I really don't care. Say rah, Sarah. Whatever's gonna be, it's gonna be. You know? Yeah. Yeah, I'm about to leave because I'm like I'm gonna keep doing these long videos. I did a hour on talk show by myself, and then I'm like way over an hour because I was gonna do like a half an hour and do like a call to action for boxers and managers to tell companies to represent the sport better, to represent the boxers better. You know, I just hate that like Tommy Morrison's wife is not more outspoken and it's like she wants somebody else to speak for her. But get Kenzie to speak for you. You know, I don't know if Kenzie her son, but she has a relationship with Kenzie. Let Kenzie talk. And Kenzie's looks similar to his father. Let Kenzie do the scan Kenzie in. Let him do his father animations. Yeah, I'm about to get off, guys. Let me see what you said. Like I said on Discord, the game has potential, but it needs more features and more polish. Yes, Tank was old when he fought Kimball. Yeah, true. Yeah, I'm about to log off. I'm starting to yawn. It's about to be 1 o'clock here. Yeah, I'm about to log off. I appreciate you coming, man. You got to get on my discords. I mean my podcast, and I'll also be doing TikTok. But I don't know how I'm gonna do that because with TikTok you could do like group chats. Like I could get different people to come and talk. but I know how my chats be getting. Like my last one was like 4, almost 5 hours, and I don't want a TikTok to get like that because TikTok does better with short videos. All right, definitely. I think I could do that with my video I'm about to put out. But yeah, I'm gonna definitely do that if I figure it out. Yeah, but I'm gonna do that. All right, I'm gonna talk to you later, man. I'm gonna talk to everybody. I appreciate that. Whoever's still here, I appreciate you, and I appreciate whoever's watching and not saying that. I appreciate you too. You know, this your boy Poe, and I'm out.